Welcome everybody to match day 12 here at Memorial Stadium, where in today's matchup is between the two Portland high schools. And one side of the field you have the Deering Rams, and on the other you have the Portland Bulldogs. And here, coming into this game, Deering currently has 3 out of 4 wins in their last 4 games. So they have some momentum coming into this. And Portland is coming off of their first win of the season. And so both teams need a win today to keep any playoff hopes alive.
Well, and as you said, Portland coming off their first win. We've seen them a few times this season. Darren, I think, once so far. So it should be a pretty good game, and you'll take a one-game momentum swing. And like you said, Darren's won a few games here recently. I'm looking forward to a really good spirited match here because it's not only a game, it's crosstown rivals.
Yeah, Deering coming into this game at 3 wins, 6 losses, and 2 ties. And so currently they are in that last tournament spot. And so they're going to look to get a win today to keep that spot. But on the other side, Portland is going to try to play spoilers. But their record is 1 win, 9 losses, and no ties. And so we'll see if Portland can get the win. But Deering definitely is the more hungry team to keep that playoff spot.
Well, and that's, you couldn't ask for a better game this late in the season with 2 teams fighting, one for a playoff spot and one for pride, because it's been a tough season. And, the Portland side, they got good coaching. It just hasn't gone as well as they had hoped for.
Yeah, and sometimes seasons go this way, and it could be next year, but you're trying to build on something. And so it might be 1 win this year, a couple wins next year, and then the following year you're getting 7, 8, 9 wins. But it's just building a program from the bottom up.
Well, and like you said, and so other schools are already in that cycle. And so they got really good teams, and it's just tough to play depending upon where you are in that cycle of ups and downs for a high school ball, because it's not like the professional level. You have players only for 4 years at the most, and once they're gone and they've been really good players, then you have to grow someone from the bottom back up again.
Yeah, and so we'll see who comes out on top here at Memorial Stadium between the Bulldogs and Rams, and we'll be back for player introductions and the national anthem.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Memorial Stadium at Deering High School. And welcome to homecoming week here at Deering. In today's SMAA Girls Varsity Soccer match, your Deering High School Rams play host to the Portland High School Bulldogs. And now let's meet today's starting lineups. First introducing the visiting Bulldogs from Portland. The goalkeeper is a junior, number 0, Linda Nicholson. At forward, a sophomore, number 2, Sophie Knoll. On defense, a sophomore, number 4, Julia Frost. In the midfield, a senior, number 5, Annalise Collin. On defense, a senior, number 7, Sydney Trefethen. At forward, a sophomore, number 10, Kylie McCrum. At midfield, a sophomore, number 14, Maisie Chalmers. At forward, a senior, number 19, Valeria Yugu. On defense, a senior, number 21, Libby Kane. On defense, a sophomore, number 22, Kayla Sullivan. And in the midfield, a senior, number 44, Rosa Slack. Head coach of Portland, Matt Bernstein. He's assisted by Skylar Folsom. And now let's meet today's starting lineup for your Deering High School Rams. At midfield, a ninth grader, number 2, Natalie Cameron. The goalkeeper, a ninth grader, number 0, Annabelle Price. On defense, a junior and vice captain, number 7, Sophia Nieves. At forward, a senior, number 8, Annika Ginn. Also at forward, a ninth grader, number 9, Vestal McCarroll Christmas. At forward, a senior, number 10, Isa Garcia. On defense, a sophomore, number 11, Elise Brighting Brown. On defense, a sophomore, number 15, May Emery. In the midfield, a senior, team captain, number 18, Elsa Freeman. In the midfield, a senior, number 19, Violet Bloom Levine. And on defense, a senior, also captain, number 20, Maya Landry. Head coach of Deering is Paul Cameron. He's assisted by Tony Yaboa. And now would you all please join me for today's national anthem.
And here we go for the start of the game. It is partly cloudy. And it's saved by Nicholson having to dive for the ball with Ginn challenging the ball. Slack can't keep the ball for Portland. Colin deflects it. Garcia and if you notice, the ball is pink, and this month is, and the NFL does it too, but it's crucial catch awareness month, and the pink ball represents breast cancer awareness, but it goes with any cancer being screened to catch it before cancer gets worse.
Yeah, and I think it's such an important thing that all sports pretty much do on the level, because if you think about it, especially this time of year with football, how many times do you, at the end of a game when a football player has done a great job, usually the first person they thank is mom. So, and being a dad, that's okay. But moms are very important.
Deering gets the throw in. Deering taking their time. Freeman and Colin picks it off, getting space. Yugu with the ball. And Colin onside will get it in the corner. It's going to cross to the middle of the field. Colin weaving her way and just out in front. It was Ginn who kicked it out to alleviate the pressure.
Well, and that certainly was a lot of pressure from one player. And
Colin and both players going for the ball, so nothing there. Deering now moving the ball up. It's going to cross the sides of the field. Garcia will get it to Ginn, and she is going to be fouled at the 15-yard line. So Deering with a chance on this free kick.
Yeah, just outside where it could have been a penalty. Yeah, this is going to be a golden opportunity for Deering. Let's see what happens.
Two players, Maya Landry and Elsa Freeman, standing over the ball. It's taken quickly. Freeman and saved by Nicholson. Not sure if that had some spin on it, but Nicholson looked like having to go back the other direction.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty good set play, too. Just tap it over to your left and let your teammate boot it in, potentially. Maybe trying to go to the opposite corner. It just didn't get there.
And it's going to die right at the yellow line. And so Portland wins the throw. It looked like Nieves was trying to watch it go out.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit more aggressive. You can't just, hope it goes out, because the other team could nab the ball from you.
It's McCrum. And it's booted back down the field. Freeman. And Colin will track back to the ball.
Well, and now the field's kind of flipped. Portland's putting a little bit of pressure on.
Colin with Garcia on her hip, able to get out of the pressure. Yugu. And booted out. Freeman. And not able to get to the ball, but she'll get it back. And that took a deflection off of Libby Kane for a Deering corner.
Well, and there you go. That's what you get for that hard work. You get a corner kick out of it.
And it's going to be Vesta Christmas picking up the ball and putting it on the corner. 33 and a half minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, and the camera angle here is a little tough with the window.
It's in there. Colin will boot it out. And it eventually... And before the game started, there was a little bit of rain, so the field could be a tad bit wet, which is slowing the ball down. It's taken away by Cameron. Trefethen will get it up, but Deering will get the ball back.
Yeah, not quite sure that she wanted to do that for a throw-in and allow Deering to bring the team up on the field, but Deering gets a throw-in.
Garcia brings it down. It was Ginn, but Colin will get the deflection. It's cross sides of the field. McCrum. And we'll see. It is a Deering throw. Both teams have had a couple chances at the net.
Yeah, they both had, 2 or 3, 4 minutes of some good pressure on each other's side of the field. So, and it's just going to be a matter of someone just putting that right touch, and someone's going to end up with a goal.
Back and forth. We'll see if Deering with possession can move the ball up the field. Freeman. It falls to Cameron all the way up. And Trefethen kicking it backwards.
Yeah, that was a great play. You definitely didn't want that ball going over the line for a corner kick for Deering.
Portland not quite out of the danger zone. And Garcia trying to keep it. Couldn't quite bring it down, so Portland will regain possession. Colin to Knoll. Trying to get it to Yugu. But it was Landry kicking it down. Under 30 minutes to go in the first half. And trying to get to Garcia. Can't bring it down.
Yeah, that was great defense on Portland.
Colin kicking it up. It's Landry.
Yeah, unfortunately, no one was there to take the pass.
Goes by Trefethen. But Frost there to kick it out. Deering. Freeman. Trying to get past McCrum. And takes a hard collision.
Jeez, I guess. Nothing called.
And they're going to stop play, and we'll take a timeout. And we're back. Elsa Freeman able to get up and walk on her own. And it looked like she got hit in the side of the stomach.
Yeah, maybe the wind knocked out.
But it was a pretty hard collision going for the ball. And it was a drop ball. Yugu. It's Levine. Levine will get it back, but Yugu getting possession. McCrum. It's going to be booted up.
Yeah, nobody there again.
McCrum will cross it in. Portland getting possession back. Trefathan will get it up. And it almost looks like Portland with that stoppage. Deering had all the pressure going. And I think that stoppage of play gave Portland time to take a step back and take a deep breath.
Yeah, and a chance to, you really don't get a timeout here in soccer, but it gave them an opportunity to possibly talk about a few things.
Under 27 minutes. It's Emery who boots it. Freeman bringing it down. And it's going to be a penalty kick. So Freeman bringing the ball down and getting tripped in the penalty box. And she's going to put it on the dot.
Yeah, she got run over. You can't let that one go.
So it's just Elsa Freeman and Linda Nicholson.
And as we saw earlier in the season, Portland has to play in case it gets blocked.
And right to Nicholson. So Portland fortunate that was right to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I mean, we did see earlier, as I was saying, earlier in the season, they blocked one, but it got away from the goalie, and the player who kicked the ball had an opportunity to get it again and scored.
And it's going to go out for a corner. So Deering taking a couple minutes to put the pressure back on.
So as you can see, I'm tilting the camera. The corner kick's right there, but we're going to go to where the ball's going to end up. We'll follow it.
It's taken into the middle, and a hard collision between two Portland players.
Oof. You can hear that all the way up here.
And it's going to roll and just go over the line.
Actually, it's a throw-in. I thought it went over the line, too.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it is a goal kick.
Yeah, I thought it went over the line. I guess I didn't understand, but the referee blew the whistle and said, no, that's a goal kick.
It's kicked all the way to Brown. It's off of McCrum out of bounds. Under 24 minutes to go. Yugu putting pressure on.
Wow.
Deering will keep it. It's booted all the way up. Freeman will take the shot, but it's right to Nicholson.
Yeah, I mean, the shots that Deering had taken have been right at the goalie, which is a good thing. But Portland's going to have to, be careful they don't let too many more chances like that go, because eventually it's going to get away.
Garcia will get it, and just wide to the right. And Portland did a good job at pushing Isa Garcia towards the corner to cut off the shot lane.
Yeah, that's, they're going to have to be real careful here, because it's looking like the momentum's starting to slide back to Deering's way.
It falls right to Yugo, but Deering will get the possession right back up to Cameron. Garcia trying to stay onside, had to hold up the run. Garcia, and it's going to be a Deering throw between Garcia and Huynh. Freeman couldn't quite get a good shot. The deflection falls to Colin. Huynh, the first touch fell to Emery, but Emery kicks it out for a throw-in. Yugo pushing it towards the corner, will turn around, passing it to Colin. Colin will cross it in. Miscommunication between Slack and Huynh.
Yeah, jeez. That right there was a golden opportunity to turn and kick the ball back in towards the net. And the way Deering's playing, you cannot let those ones get away.
Long throw. Yugo can't bring it down. Trefathan. And that one is going to roll easily for Price to scoop up. Levine to Landry, and Huynh takes a deflection. Slack not quite getting it to Roma, and Roma kicks it off of Garcia. Levine kicking it out. So Portland will get another throw up the field. And the throw-in will be right about at the same place. Freeman taking it down. He's going to get out of pressure for Deering to switch sides of the field.
That was a good play.
Landry trying to get it to Garcia. Frost will kick it up. Colin having some space. Trying to get, that was a great give and go. It's just a little out in front. And Deering's done all of their up the field pressure. On that side of the field, it's just Freeman and right off the post.
Oh, jeez.
Elsa Freeman was one on none. And
yeah, the second goalkeeper for Portland made sure the ball didn't go in.
But as I was saying, most of the pressure for Deering has come up right up the middle. It's Ginn will shoot, and it's right over the net.
Ugh.
Under 18 minutes to go.
Well, it's not for lack of trying. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. That goal is so large, but you end up hitting a post or a crossbar, and you're like, darn.
Frost can't bring it down. Trefathan will get it to Colin, heading it to Yugu.
Well, and you just have to think that Portland is like one steal away from moving the ball up.
Colin will cross sides of the field. It gets Quinn trying to get to it. Quinn will stop the ball. Slack getting it to Yugu. Colin. Yugu back to Colin. Portland with some great momentum right there. And it's going to be a foul on Deering. It's going to be booted in there. Yugu trying to get to the ball. And it just goes wide.
Oh, jeez. Oh, both teams just missing on the outside of the post. But those are the moments, you know, if it just rolls the other direction, can really change this game.
But it's one of those things where you could have all the momentum as Yugu gets it to McCrum, and all it takes is one shot for the other team to take the lead.
Yeah, I mean, that could have really changed this game considering the way Darren's been playing.
"15 minutes to go in the first half. That's going to take a deflection off of McCrum. And I don't know if that went inbounds. I think it took a bounce and went right out. So Portland getting another throw in. Trefathan couldn't quite get a good kick on it. Nieves trying to get it to Freeman. And it's a Portland throw. Taken quickly. McCrum kicking it off of Nieves.
Well, now it looks like the field's flipped to Portland's side. And see what they can do.
It's to Slack keeping it for Portland. It takes a deflection. And that one goes wide for McCrum. "13 minutes to go. Colin getting it to Yugu. And Portland keeping possession momentarily. Trefathan. It's taken away from Freeman. Freeman getting it towards the sideline. Cutting back. Will cross it. And it falls to Garcia. No. Two Deering players in the area. And we're going to get a foul just outside the penalty box, about a couple yards.
Yeah, that's fortunate for Portland.
So this essentially will be like a corner. It's being taken by Christmas. Nicholson having to punch it away. Deering still has possession. Levine bringing it back. And Nieves can't keep it. It falls to Brown with Yugu putting pressure on. Landry.
Portland doing a good job getting it back out.
Frost. And Garcia takes the ball away. A long-range shot, once again, right to Nicholson.
Yeah, they're making it nice and easy for the Portland goalie.
Nieves will watch it go out. And Yugu putting pressure on Deering. And Portland wins a throw-in. Yugu will keep possession momentarily. Pressure by Christmas. It's all the way up. Nieves will have to kick it out. Once again, trying to watch it go out over the end line.
Yeah, and that's the hustle of Portland right there. to keep the ball on that side of the field. I mean, you can't assume it's going to roll out of bounds.
It's going to roll to Levine. Landry. It's up to Garcia. Freeman coming flying in to take the ball. Freeman trying to find a foot. Again. Cameron trying to get it to Garcia, but Roma will get it out. Cameron trying to get it towards the net. Garcia will cross it in. Header, and just wide for Freeman.
Another great opportunity there.
Just over 8 minutes to go in the first half.
And it's been pretty action-packed here.
Freeman, long-range shot. It's going to go wide. And I think Deering's going to have to talk about getting more movement for Nicholson. I think Nicholson's been very comfortable with staying put with shots.
Yeah, with the exception of the one that hit off the post, they really haven't been difficult saves at all. Even the penalty shot was fairly easy.
And that one goes wide for Freeman.
You know, so, I mean, they are making it fairly easy for the Darren goalie.
So it's a corner, so it must have took a deflection. And so Vesta Christmas taking the corner. It's a line shot and curves right out of bounds. Yeah, Deering's had a lot more chances than Portland has, but you have to look at the quality of the chances.
Right. And they've been, I mean, they, like you said, they've been there, but they just haven't been challenging.
And Deering had a chance at a goal on a penalty, and one that was right to Nicholson. So this score remains 0-0. 5 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. Yugu will get it. Takes a deflection off of Nieves.
And it's really weird, and you know, and I've said it before that, you know, it is 40 minutes, but when you have an action-packed game that goes back and forth, it seems like the time flies. But it doesn't. It's 40 minutes.
Yeah. When you're so focused on the action and not the clock, you tend to forget it's there, and then you look back up and 10 minutes are right off the board.
You know, and it doesn't matter that no one scored a goal yet. It's still action-packed. Because, you know, it's just a matter of time that someone will, because both teams have had, the word almost comes to mind. Almost this and almost that. So,
and the first touch, Collins will get it back, getting up the field, getting space to cross it, and Yugu, it deflects the slack.
oh,
And Price there to settle things down for Deering.
and there's your almost. I mean, what a great play. Getting that ball down there.
Colin getting ahead on it. Frost. And it's a foul on Portland.
Darren with a chance here to try to set something up.
And it looks like ref trying to settle things down. Not wanting to give out any cards.
Well, let's see what they come up with.
It's booted in there. Yugu getting it to Colin. Colin getting it into space. Nieves trying to fend off McCrum. Able to do it, but barely. Portland will get the ball back. Colin in the middle of the field. A give and go.
Oh,
And it fell right to Rosario. Portland will keep it. Colin with Garcia on her hip. It's McCrum fending off Christmas. It's put back to the middle of the field. Levine heading it. Slack. And it's Freeman taking the ball away. Right past Frost. Levine to Freeman. Again, trying to get it.
nice footwork right there to turn the ball back.
And trying to get it to Yugu. That play as Trefathan kicks it up. It's over the head of Nieves. Colin to McCrum. Slack pressuring Ginn. It's Freeman putting it up for Garcia, but Roma able to get it out of pressure. But Deering with the throw in, under a minute to go. Deering's got to go quick. It's Ginn. It takes a couple of deflections and right to Nicholson. Portland probably will be content going into the half at 0-0. Deering will be a little disappointed that none of their chances have come to fruition. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Going to be thrown in. And the horn is going to sound. And that's the first half Halftime score is Bulldogs 0, Rams 0.
Yeah, and as we've said, it's been a pretty exciting game. A lot of back and forth, teams putting pressure on. Deering definitely had the most pressure and the most shots on goal, and I'm sure you have all of that stats going there. But, Portland with, just a few more extra passes could have been, right there for a goal.
Yeah, for Deering, all of their pressure, or most of their pressure, came up the middle with those long passes to either Garcia or Freeman. And that's where they did most of their damage. But Deering's going to have to figure out how to get Nicholson to move to east and west to get her out of position. And I think they're going to have to talk about, it's nice to get it up the field, but you want to move that ball east-west to get a better shot at the net.
Yeah, the Portland goalie's just been hanging out right at the middle of the net and has had plenty of time to see where the ball's going to come from. And so she really hasn't had to play with urgency, with the exception of maybe the one that hit the post. But I think Freeman for Deering is going to be a problem in the second half if they don't focus on making sure that she doesn't get her foot on the ball.
And for Portland, they've been able to move the ball up, but as soon as they get anywhere close to the penalty box, Deering's definitely crunched up their defense, and Portland hasn't strung enough passes in the penalty box to get a good shot at the net. And so they're going to have to talk about getting...
Yeah, it's, I just think that they're one or two passes away, Portland is, from getting a goal. With all the hard work that Darren's done to try to get one, I think if Portland can put a few passes together, they're going to manufacture one.
So, halftime score is Deering 0, Portland 0, and we'll be back for second half action. Here we go for the start of the second half. 40 more minutes on the clock. We'll see what both teams talked about during halftime.
Yeah, Portland a little late getting to the field. They were still in their huddle, so.
It's quickly up. It's Knoll. Can't quite get to it. So we'll see if Portland tries to put more pressure on Deering. Colin, it deflects to Freeman. Freeman will put it into the corner. No, it's Christmas. Can't quite get to it. Slack will get it up. Landry will kick it down the field. Freeman will boot it.
Yeah, like I said, last half, they need to worry about Freeman.
Yugu, Knoll, and Levine getting it not quite away from Portland. Now they do. Again, kicking it back to Brown. That's all the way to Freeman, trying to deflect it to Ginn, who's making a run. Knoll getting around to the defender.
Nice stop and start.
And Yugu couldn't quite bring it down. Levine, it's Frost. Freeman will spin around, getting it past Frost. Frost can't quite keep it. Garcia, and great defense by Sullivan. Three minutes into the second half.
Yeah, that was a great defensive play. You know, because you have to be careful coming up behind the player to take the ball away and not cause a foul, especially down there in the penalty area.
Nieves can't bring it down. It's going to be a throw-in for Portland. Colin getting in there, will go towards the middle of the field, cutting back. Can't quite split the defense. Brown taking the ball away. Freeman and boots it. Knoll.
Yeah, that was a pretty play by the Portland player. If she could have just got in between the two Darren players, it could have been game on, one-on-one.
Colin winning the battle. Getting to McCrum. Levine will step into the lane of the pass. Getting the ball back for Deering. Deering moving the ball up. Frost getting to the ball. Deering will win it back. Landry will get it to Nieves. It's Brown. Nieves trying to get it up to Garcia. Trefathan will boot it off of Garcia, and so Portland will get the throw in. Under 35 minutes to go. Deering with the throw. Deering taking their time. To Ginn. Trefathan keeps it in. Ginn will take it away. Falls to Freeman. Freeman taking her time. Landry will bring it up. It falls on the head of Freeman, but Slack bringing it down. And that's as far as Portland will go, but Portland will get it back. Yugu trying to get it to Knoll. And there's the whistle. I think Deering stopped playing before the whistle. And Yugu can't bring it down. And it's going to go right back to a Portland throw. So neither team can seem to figure it out on that side of the field right now. Colin pushing it to the middle of the field. We'll get it to Yugu. Again. Fending off Chalmers.
And look at how close that was for a possible run for Deering. The ball just couldn't get there.
Knoll. Get it to the middle of the field. Brown will get it to Garcia. Garcia keeps it in, but no Deering player in the area. McCrum will cross sides of the field. McCrum trying to keep it for Portland. It's past Colin. Landry faking the long pass down the field. Chafathan. Takes a Portland bounce. Slack. And the pressure from Freeman forcing Kane to kick it out.
Yeah, it's between the 20s of definitely the ball's going back and forth, but nothing really to speak of so far this half.
Knoll. And Slack getting it to Chalmers. It's Brown with the ball. Colin getting in there, taking the ball away. Trying to get it to McCrum, but Deering moving the ball back towards Portland's net. It's cross sides of the field to Christmas. Freeman pressuring the middle, will take the shot, and it's wide left. 30 minutes on the clock.
Freeman's got to be like, I can't even buy a goal.
And like I said in the opening, Deering needs this win to stay in tournament contention. Hard collision. It's going to be a Portland throw.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure what a tie would do, let alone a loss for Darren's chances being in the 12th position.
Freeman will cross it in. And it's booted back down the field. Nieves Trying to get past McCrum. We'll get it to Garcia. Garcia trying to go through McCrum, and Sullivan gets the ball taken away momentarily. Holland heading it to Yugu. Brown will cut off the lane for Yugu to get to the ball. Chalmers, and it's going to be a foul.
Yeah, just a little bit rough there over the back.
It was Cameron, who was fending off Chalmers, who forced the foul. Brown will get it to Landry. It's off of McCrum. It's up the field. It takes a glance off of Freeman. And Nicholson coming flying out to kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, that was the only play that could happen there that wouldn't have resulted in a goal attempt.
And Garcia just a little bit behind Nicholson, getting there. Garcia trying to get past Colin. Again. And Colin to Yugu. Chalmers. It's taken away. Slack. Can't get the pass in between the two Deering defenders, but Portland will get the throw under 25 and a half minutes to go. Yugu winning the battle for the ball. We'll get it to Colin. Levine getting the ball to Freeman. Freeman with space to run.
Got to watch out for the offsides.
Freeman will get it towards the net. And it's going to be a corner. And got another hard collision. And so we'll take a timeout. And we're back. Elsa Freeman getting up on her own. And it looked like they were looking at her knee, but Deering is taking a corner.
Yeah, and Freeman's not the player, not that you want anyone to come off the field, but Freeman's definitely one that you don't want to come off the field.
Corner and over the net. It was Natalie Cameron with the chance.
You know, and Freeman was down for a little bit and then got back up and walked off the field, and as you described, Seth, at a good pace. So we'll have to see about coming back in the game.
Garcia getting it up. Trefathan. It's into the middle of the field.
Very dangerous.
Booted up. And it's going to roll right to Nicholson. 24 minutes on the clock. And Freeman is running on the sideline. Probably testing out the knee. And it's one of those things where anytime a player goes down and they check out the knee, you always worry about all the ligaments that are in your knee. The MCL and the ACL.
Yeah, it's, and as we've spoken about before, if anyone's hit that funny bone and you know what that feels like ringing through your arms, sometimes when two players kick at the ball at the same time, not that you got that same reaction with the knee, but it still stings. And, because you have force going one direction and stopping really quick. So that's how I kind of describe it, like hitting your funny bone.
Landry will kick it up. Frost. It's Garcia bringing it down. Collin will get momentum. Splitting the defense. But Brown will get it. Kicked up by Nieves.
Oh, Poland looked like they were putting something together there. Just didn't get there.
Christmas will win the ball. Levine will get the ball back for Deering. Brown getting it to Landry. It's all the way up to Garcia. Crum. And Portland getting a throw. So Sullivan wins Portland a throw. Collin. Getting it to Kane. Slack to Knoll. It's Chalmers. Brown. Get it up the field. And it's going to roll all the way to Annabelle Price. Levine with Collin. Christmas.
Yeah, I'd have to say, with 20 minutes left to go in this half, the passing this half has not been as crisp.
Well, I think that has to do with, I know for Portland, they've definitely tightened up on their defense in the middle of the field.
Yeah, like that right there probably would have been better to go off to the side instead of hit down the middle. No one there to get the ball.
McCrum can't get it past Nieves. Levine to Christmas. And it's going to be Sullivan watching it go out. Quinn. Right on the line, it goes out. And a throw-in violation for Deering. The back foot came up. 19 minutes to go here at Memorial Stadium. Colin with space, gets it to Knoll, and Knoll keeps it in. And it's going to be kicked out by Deering.
Yeah, that was great hustle to get the throw in with that ball almost becoming a goal kick, but the hustle gets a throw in and anything can happen.
Slack. We'll watch it go out for a Portland throw. It's kicked into the middle of the field, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. 18 minutes to go. And Elsa Freeman coming back in.
Well, and that's a really good sign for Deering.
And so Vista Christmas had gone to the midfield. And so they repositioned back to where they were. Now that Freeman's back in the midfield. Brown trying to get it to Garcia. Quinn trying to get it to Yugu. It's Brown. And it's kicked out by Chalmers. This game is scoreless with just over 16 minutes to go in this game.
Well, and you have that feeling it's just going to be a magical play here with 16 minutes left to go that's going to score a goal.
And we're creeping ever so closer to
Don't say that word.
overtime.
Oh,
Unless one team can score. And it's going to be a foul.
all right, so Portland can set something up here.
It is Sydney Trefathan will kick it. And over everyone's head.
Yeah, that was that. I wonder if she would want to take that one back and do it a little bit differently. Just too much of a boot.
Again, fending off 3 Portland players.
What a battle.
And Price will scoop it up. Colin trying to get it to Yugu. Levine will kick it up. Kane. It's off the head to Huynh. Huynh bringing it down. And that almost helped Portland out because now it's up the field. Huynh it's a goal kick. I thought Portland had won a corner there.
Oh, so close.
But when she stepped over that ball and the ball died right at her feet, it almost helped Portland out because that was going to be taken away. Freeman will get by. Trefathan there, cutting off the angle. And just wide.
Again from Freeman.
But Sydney Trefathan did a great job at getting her body in between the net and Freeman to force Freeman to have to shoot it wide. Garcia trying to get to it. It's another hard collision. Chalmers can't keep it. Again to Freeman. Freeman thinking about and now going into the corner. Will cross it in. Trefathan. Portland can't get it out.
Yeah, got to get it away from the front of the net.
And Frost ends up kicking it out of bounds under 12 minutes to go here in this scoreless game between the Bulldogs and the Rams. Garcia trying to get around Sullivan, but Sullivan strong on the ball to prevent anything more. Trefathan. It's going to fall to Huynh. Again, crossing sides of the field. Knoll boots it up the field. Colin putting on all the speed, but the ball is just a little too fast. Yugu bringing it down. Colin to Slack. And taken away by Landry. Landry getting past Chalmers. Getting past Garcia. And Frost.
Oh. And you can hear people asking, why wasn't that a push? And another one.
And
this time?
That's a foul on Garcia.
Wow. The fans on the Darren side are like beside themselves. How can that happen? It looked like it was in the other direction, but the referee, we're up here, the referee's down there closer.
And nothing says Portland Deering like a close game, no matter what sport it's in, or if it's boys or girls, it's always close.
Well, with no school tomorrow on Friday and no school on Monday, the next chance anyone's got to talk about this game as a collective will be next Tuesday. And
Colin getting it to Knoll and taken away. Yeah, this long weekend, it's Plus, it's coming down to the end of the season. Garcia and booted away by Trefathan. Under 9 minutes to go. Sophie Knoll. And it's kicked up the field. Yugu holding off Ginn to keep the ball for Portland. That's over the head of McCrum. Nieves will try to get it to Garcia, and it's going to roll out.
Yeah, we're getting down to nerve-wracking time now where one mistake or beautiful pass could end this game.
Frost will get it to Sullivan, and Sullivan can't play it, so Deering will get a throw in. And trying to get it to Garcia. 3 Portland players in the area. Takes a deflection. Christmas can't get it away from Knoll, and Knoll will boot it up. It's chased down by Landry. Frost keeps it from getting to Freeman, but Freeman couldn't quite get past the defense for Portland. Under 7 minutes to go. Slack will bring it down. It's Cameron. Freeman preventing the ball to get to the sideline. It eventually does. And it's going to be a foul just at the halfway line. Booted away. It's going to fall to Freeman. Freeman waiting for Deering to get up. Collin will head it. And Frost boots it. Trying to get it to Yugu. Brown. Out wide to Garcia. And McCrum will force the turnover. Chalmers. Neither team can keep possession for more than a couple passes. And the ball finally goes out. Up in the air, Yugu will get it to Chalmers. That took a crazy bounce.
Yeah, I guess. But at least it stayed in bounds.
It's up the field, and we'll see if Freeman can get to it. Frost takes it away from Nicholson. I don't know if that was miscommunication, but Portland settles things down for the moment. Yeah, Frost and Nicholson were both going after the ball, and Frost kicked it towards the sideline. Just over 4 minutes to go in this game. We'll see if either team can score within the 4 minutes. And pending any scores, if this goes into overtime, and we've already done the Portland Deering boys, this would be they would be 2 for 2 with the crosstown rivals.
Well, you kind of don't want it any other way, I guess. And, you know, we don't mind.
It's always nice when both teams are competitive. Gets deflected to Nieves. McCrum not buckling, taking the ball away momentarily.
Poland's got to be careful here.
Frost misplays it, and it's going to be a penalty. Is that going to be a card? It's going to be a yellow card on Natalie Cameron for the challenge on Linda Nicholson. Nicholson had the ball secure, and it was a late tackle.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about the goalie is they're pretty defenseless because their eyes are always on the ball, and they have to be careful. The people around them have to be careful because the goalie may not even know they're there.
It's up. Freeman will chip it over, and it goes wide, and no deflection. So it's going to be a goal kick.
Freeman's like, can they just make these darn goals 3 feet wider on each side?
2 minutes to go in regulation. Garcia takes a deflection, and Deering will get the throw.
Darren's taken an awful long time to get someone to throw that ball in.
Freeman will get it towards the middle of the field. Knoll kicking it out. And it's going to be a throw-in for Portland. Portland needing to go quick. It's kicked up. Landry will take it with space. Landry and couldn't quite get the ball past Frost. Collin with a chance. And that's going to be a throw in. And 25 seconds to go.
And that's going to be a great battle. I know the fans over here were not happy with the Deering player having her feet taken out from underneath them, but both players, what a battle.
7 seconds. And this game is end of regulation. And so we're going to get 5 more minutes on the clock. And so we have now reached overtime status.
Yep. Again, it's free soccer. And but now we're in nerve-wracking time because next goal wins.
Yeah, it's the golden goal rule. For those that do not know, the overtime works. It's 5 minutes on the clock. If no team scores, they take another break and they flip sides of the field and they put another 5 on the clock. If neither team can score within that second 5 minutes, the game ends tied. But we'll see if either team can get that golden goal here at Memorial Stadium between the Rams and the Bulldogs, and we'll be back. And here we go for the start of the first overtime. Deering starting off with the ball.
Oh, we heard a whistle, but the ball didn't move.
Ball off the head of Frost. Nicholson will pick it up. It's Knoll cutting it back to the middle of the field, getting it by Landry. Chalmers. And it's a long-range shot tracked down by Price. It was shot by Collin.
Yeah, that's like Portland's first real shot on goal in a while.
At middle of the field, Brown will get the loose ball. Not hard on the pass. McCrum taking it away momentarily. Garcia bringing it up the sideline. Passing it backwards to Emery. Takes a deflection. Brown strong on the ball to keep it for Deering. Chalmers. And Freeman coming in to take the ball away. Landry will get it on the logo. It's up to Christmas. Christmas crossing it in. But Frost will watch it go out for a goal kick.
Yeah, nobody there to receive the ball. Unfortunate for Deering.
2 minutes down in this first overtime. It's Kane. And I think that was a handball on Libby Kane. And so Deering's going to have a good chance. 3 on the wall. Yugu now joining for a fourth. Breaks off. It's brought in there. And it's going to be a corner for Deering.
Well, and these are dangerous moments now.
It's Christmas taking the corner. It's hit in there near post over the head of the jumping Freeman.
Ooh.
And a hard challenge.
Yeah, fans over here for Deering not happy about that one. And you could see the Deering player shaking her hand.
Yugu trying to get it wide to Noel. Just over a minute to go in the first overtime. Again, Chalmers will get it to Yugu. Levine right on the ball as well. Noel will get just as far as Landry, and Freeman fending off. Freeman with one person to beat. Freeman, and that one's into the back of the net. Deering finally gets one with 12 seconds on the clock.
Well, for Freeman's like, holy smokes, it took all game and overtime. Finally, one went in for me.
And so Deering was definitely the better team. And so on one side of the field, you have happiness, and on the other one, the Portland, as soon as that went, it's that like when you're in the battle of overtime and that goes in and you're on the losing side, it can feel very defeating.
Well, all I could say is Freeman, after all of this time, going out of the game with we thought was a knee injury, coming back in the game, and you could see the grit, determination, and hard work and hustle that got that goal. And that's what you need to do. And Freeman did it. That was amazing. Freeman must have had at least a dozen shots tonight, and finally one went in with 12.7 seconds left to go. And if I remember right, I think Portland and Deering played, and Portland won the game in overtime?
Yeah,
and I think Portland won with 12.7 seconds left to go in the game. The boys, I mean. And so I believe it was 12.7 seconds. I'll have to relook at the game, but I think there was payback here with that exact time on the girls' side.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of high school soccer, Portland got the first one with the boys. Deering got the second one with the girls. And so Portland Deering has one more game this season with the boys. And so we'll see who reigns supreme with the crosstown rivals. But for Deering, this win keeps you in that tournament hopes alive. And for Portland, it's just one of those games where you so close to getting your second win, but it's not good enough for this game.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, is that, you're trying to make a playoff run for Portland. You don't want to play for a tie and hope that helps you to get in. You want to play for the win, and if it happens to tie, great. But, I think that Deering was just a little bit better in this game. Portland had their chances, but some of the passes just didn't connect. And if they had we may be talking differently at the end of this game.
So Deering moving to 4 wins, 6 losses, and 2 ties, and Portland dropping to 1 win, 10 losses, and no ties. But Elsa Freeman scoring the game winner with 12.7 seconds left in the first overtime to give Deering the win 1-0 here at Memorial Stadium. Saying so long. This has been a production of WPPS TV3 Portland Public Schools. Saying good night.
Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.